Okay, a few pointers on two hands press to the heavens. When your hands come up, as you're going up, if you can, once again, you want to come up on your toes, the ball of your foot, your big toe, and your little toe grip the ground. As you go up, you're engaging your calves. If you remember, we have three hearts: your heart, your abdomen, and your calves. By going up, stretching your calves, you're engaging your calves, you're pushing fluids out of your legs back into your torso where the waste can be recirculated. So that's very important. Stretching the calves. The next part is when you're leaning from the side, we're trying to open up the vertebrae, plus we're stretching this side and squeezing this side. So what you want to do is you do that by actually leaning, so it's as if your shoulders are up against the wall. If you have enough flexibility in your arms, you want your arms up too, and then you lean to the side. You don't twist, you don't do this. You want to keep your back up against the wall, and that allows us to stretch these meridians, bend, open up the vertebrae in our spine, and squeeze, massage the muscles on this. The other thing to make sure is to make sure you're leaning your hands. You want to make sure your hands do not go in front of your face. Your hands stay over your head. So you're going back and forth in this motion. You want to make sure you're not doing this. This makes you think you're leaning. Just lean a little bit. You do not want to do that. You want to make sure your hands stay over the center of your head so that you're actually leaning and your back stays against the virtual wall behind you. The third thing, is when you turn, when you rotate to look over behind you, you want to do several things. You don't want your hips, your hips might move a little bit, but you don't want to turn them a lot, because as you see, now you're going to put strain on your knees when you turn. So your hips, they shift a little bit, but almost all of the movement is in your waist and your upper body. What we're trying to do, it's kind of like we're a sponge. We're trying to squeeze the sponge like you're twisting it, because this is actually basic in a lot of the movements. We're trying to turn the navel and the shoulders so that we're massaging our internal organs. We're stretching things. We're getting fluids, internal fluids to go. This is part of the thing that helps our digestion and elimination, because we're stretching, turning, squeezing those internal organs. So you want to make sure that your body's turning. Sometimes you say you want to have your navel look to where you're going, but so you can turn your hips a little bit, but obviously when you're turning, but you're trying to get most of the change. You're trying to turn your sternum to look over at the wall over there, and then of course get a little bit extra by looking over your shoulder. But your hips, your hips are basically staying in place. Slight shift, but we're getting that internal massage going with turning our sternum and our navel as we switch back and forth.